Buddy, we're live.
I'm glad to be alive.
I'm glad to be alive too. I've got all this brand newfangled stuff. I did post a little bit of how it worked, but man, we're getting to be the real deal here.
And buddy, before I say anything, we need everybody out there to subscribe to us.
Yep.
To hit that like button, that thumbs up button, and share.
Absolutely.
Because I was in the post office yesterday, and the guy that works there, of course he's a big Tennessee fan,
right? And
he gets my package. I got me some orange colored sunglasses my wife got me.
You did not?
I did. Yeah, I'd be right off the tailgate. They're Polaroid, but they're orange.
They're orange.
Yeah.
They're big orange.
Anyhow, he said, I really enjoy you guys on that outdoor channel. It's got so many different things.
Love it.
And he said, I'm subscribed to it, and said, I'm looking forward to see what the news is tomorrow.
Absolutely. Hey, I love that. I tell him I appreciate that. And I love it. I think we are reaching locals, and that's what we want. So this is our third installment of the Turkey Gizzard. So I've got a few news stories I kind of wanted to talk about. I've got one national and one local, and then you've got a few.
Let's go with the local.
Let's go with the local first. So let's talk about the knot when the lights went out in Alcoa. Did you hear about this? What happened with that?
Well, I heard, but I heard you had to really be there to appreciate it.
You had to be there to appreciate it. So, and I've got some inside information on what happened. But so Alcoa and Bearden are playing, and Bearden's kind of giving it to Alcoa. They're not laying down. They're not doing anything. And if you don't know, Alcoa High School they're the Tornadoes. They have I think a 3A football team, and they've won state championship after state championship.
Eight or nine in a row.
They're incredible, yeah. And they're very, very good. So Bearden, them and Bearden are playing. And they're playing in Alcoa, and it was so hot this week, by the way. It's been hotter than Hades, that they moved the game back an hour just to try to help with that. Because I think on the field, someone took a temperature gauge. It was 130 degrees.
I seen it on the news.
It was stupid. So they had done that, and so they're playing and all that, and it's the final drive. 39 seconds. Bearden takes the football and throws it. And as soon that ball's going, boom, the lights turn out. And it's like, what's happened? Oh my gosh.
Home cooking.
Everybody says home cooking. So it made national news, and I'll try to put a little video in our segment and see if I can put it up there. If you don't catch the live stream, my making of the video, I can see if I can put that in there.
Well, was they really a justifiable reason why it had to come out? I mean, what was our excuse here?
The word on the Alcoa streets is that what happened is they had set those timers to start at 7 and usually to go off at 10, because usually Alcoa beats the brains out of all these poor teams, and that's unfortunately the truth. Some feller, because they had pushed it back due to the temperature, had forgotten to reset those lights to go off at 12. So 10 o'clock on the dot, kaboom, they turned them right off. And boy, they did. Pitch black. So you just have to see it. You have to have been there to do it. And of course, Bearden's going to say home cooking. They got their 38 seconds back, but looks like Alcoa won the game.
The momentum left, didn't it?
The momentum left. I think.
There'll be everybody standing with a big plug in to pull it at the right time.
Oh, that's exactly right. Sorry, the lights went out. So that's my local news. Do you have a local thing?
That would be a right there. That would be a
What you got for me? I'm gonna eat my biscuit, by the way.
Not exactly a local thing. I thought that the good people out there that like to go to church on Sunday, works, and seem like they get scheduled every Sunday to go to work. and
remember.
and never get off to go for a holiday like Christmas or Easter, those things. Well, they is on the book. It's a Employee Civil Rights Act of 1964, Title 7.
Title 7, okay.
That says that if you have 15 employers or more, that if you go to them with a reasonable, that they have to make let you go for a couple hours, that you can go to church or
Right.
or those things like that. A lot of people don't understand that they can. And that act is out there, and there's a lot of laws on the books that protects our rights. And that was one of the things that come about. I do have a situation. I'm not going to bring it up too much today. But there's a situation. You can go on my Facebook page, and I'm asking for prayers and stuff on a situation that's going to take place over here at Maryville College this Saturday.
Right.
And I want us to look at it and make a stand and make calls, because it kind of goes back for us that are believers.
Right.
Those it says in our country says one nation under God. In God we trust our money. You put your hand on the Bible and raise your hand whenever we have our all of our officers swore in.
Yep.
We want to know what kind of Bible they got that they're going to put their hand on. We look at those things.
We do.
So that being said, all those things being said, there's things that is not right.
That's exactly
And
right.
sometimes, I said to you earlier, prayer was removed from school from people being quiet.
And you're right. And on this one, we don't need to be quiet about it. Now, we have kids that watch this, and we don't want to get too much into it. But on this one, you need to look up at what's going on in Maryville College, and you need to decide where you stand.
Yeah.
And we need to see where we stand as people of Blount County, and we need to, do you want that to be a part of your, college kids' education? Something that they see, and we are Christians, so you have to understand and like my dad said, I'm a Christian. I make no bones about it, and I'm the same way too.
Right.
And you've got to understand that that's our worldview, and that's where we come from, and what Jesus says and what Paul wrote down in Romans was that God has given them up to a depraved mind, and that's what happened. We're seeing that, and we don't want that depraved mind to spread to our
I'm kind of going to see
mind.
where people stand if they're quiet and they don't want. Well, it goes back when prayer was removed in school. There was a handful that had that done, and the rest of them sat back and just zipped their lips and didn't do nothing.
Exactly.
But this affects the future of our country, future of our kids, how we believe and what we stand for. So that being said, it's kind of in your yard. The ball's been put in your court.
Yes, that's right. It's no longer out somewhere else.
No,
it's here in Blount County. So we got to figure out what we want to do. With that being said, I want to bring it out a little bit. Did you see that mugshot? Did you see old Trump's mugshot? So can we talk a little serious about this? I'm a conservative. I assume you are conservative too. I am no Trump rah, kick him in the knee. I've never been a Trump fanboy. There's things he's done wrong. I do not like the way he talks. I don't like the way he talks on Twitter. I don't like the way he fights. I just don't like him. But what he's done is, for our country, you cannot take away. You can't take away those judges that he put on that got Roe versus Wade overturned. You cannot take away what he's done for Israel. You cannot take away what he's done for all this. And the fact that people and the leftist and the progressives are taking him and putting him in jail. That's never happened. That's never happened. And you may say, "Oh, this is no big deal." It's a big deal.
It is.
And here's the thing. For those, and I used to be one, for those that said, "Oh, Trump can't get elected. Trump can't get elected, in the general or anything like that."
This one went off.
That's okay. I'm gonna live stream it again. Trump, but for those that say Trump can't get elected, like in the general and all that, like yeah, he can. Yeah, and because no one else can. You know what I'm saying? So like, let's pretend that Ron DeSantis, was up there, or another person was up there. It's one of those things to where it's like people are pretending like it's a regular election. The last regular election, 2016, I'm sorry, but Trump won when we had actual fair elections. And let's just be honest, 2020 election was a little squirrely. Can we be honest about that? I don't know what happened, but it was squirrely.
What do you think? What has been done to make people feel like their vote counts?
I don't think anything.
And that's something that we need to look at and have feedback, because there's a lot of things I don't know. I'm a pastor, and I don't get behind the pulpit and preach politics.
Right.
I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't. But what I do is this. This is what I do. I've always done this. That you look at what's biblical, and you look what the Word says. And if it lines up the Word, then you need to make sure that individual that you're voting for, that he understands it, and that's what he stands for.
Yep.
And if he can't, I think that we are responsible for no matter who it is, if we vote for them, then we're promoting that.
Yep.
And that's what I look at. It's not, I guess I would be kind of independent in a way.
Okay.
But I look at whom puts the values of Christ and the Word out there.
Right.
In fact, to the point that I went to a supper with one of our locals that was elected, and I was sitting with him, and I said, "I need to know something. I need to know your testimony.
Not just what you believe, what's your testimony.
I want your testimony." And it kind of caught him back, but I think it's important. Before I did this, I want to know your testimony.
Right, absolutely.
And you want to know my testimony. So I think that's where we get back to what you stand for.
Yep.
And what you believe in. And do you hold up the Constitution?
Yep.
Do you protect family values?
Yep.
And then that's who you're voting for.
That's right. That's right.
So wherever that lies.
Yeah.
Now, if this person tears down family values and what values are, if they want to take away your rights to protect your family and your rights to put food on your table,
and there's people in Nashville doing it, trying to sit there and do it.
If you want to do those things,
yep.
I'm not. I'm looking what you believe in.
Yep.
What is your values? And like I asked him, and he told me, I said, "You got my vote."
There you go.
Now, my vote maybe didn't make a difference, but he's in office.
Yep.
If every person takes that, then we don't have to talk about this person, or this person. Who has the values of our country? That wants to protect our country from people coming in and taking over.
Yep.
That wants to make sure that you take the rights to be a citizen of the country in the right manner. And don't. I guarantee you this. And I've used this many a time. Cause I used to work retail.
Yeah.
And I worked at a big box retail. And on Black Friday, He got crazy. I mean, got crazy. Now, if you wanted to jump in line in front of some of them women with them big purses, it's the same way here.
Yeah.
People that comes right to become a citizen, they want somebody jumping ahead of line on them. It's just the same way as those women, big purses,
Yep.
and Black Friday.
Yeah,
they will
right.
beat your brains out.
Yeah, that's right.
So there's a right way and a wrong way of doing anything.
I agree.
And that's my 2 cents for it.
No, that makes sense to me. That makes sense to me, and I think that's right. I guess my point is with all that is I'm going Trump or bust, and the reason being is I just don't think we're going to have any fair election. This is one of those things where we're worried about this and that. I think you've got to. This is are we going to have fair elections? And is someone going to get in there that can fight for our country, be the leader on the world stage that needs to be, and like you said, have those values that we need to have? That's just where I'm at with it. And you guys can hate me, but that's my view.
The sad thing about what's going on here is there's so many people that, what you said there, I'm going Trump or bust.
Yeah.
I've got a hat one of my members got me. It's a pretty cool hat, and I wear it every once in a while. I started to wear it today. It's a red hat. It's red hat. It's got Make America Godly Again.
There it is.
Because it's red, because it's got writing on, I think people come running up to me both ways.
Yep.
Because it's like a bull and seeing red all of a sudden. So let's quit doing that. Let's take back a step and let's look at the candidates and let's see which one is not going to be an embarrassment to our country, one that's going to step up and first of all make sure that they are protecting Israel.
Right. I definitely understand that, and there's going to be people that because this is on the internet. They will say, "Oh, we're Zionist." Israel is the number one destination for homosexuals. They'll say all this stuff, and you don't have to necessarily support their government, because guess what? We have a bad government too.
Exactly.
We have a lot of problems in our government. But I support the people of Israel, understanding that that's what God's chosen land for those people, the tribes of Jacob. That's their land. Yeah. So anyway,
well, I look at the word and what the word says, and you better not turn your back on it.
That's right. And we're going to get into that later on. So you got to stick with us. Through this, like, subscribe, share. We will get into all those fun things in later episodes. What else you got for me?
Well, something around here, we had farmland. We had dairy farms, we had farms. They were down on the river. They would be farms, corn and all, just as far as you could see. And we don't have that much in here.
No, we don't.
At this time. And we hear about being bought up. We ask how much U.S. farmland does China really own?
How much do they own?
Well, as of this was printed March the 1st of 20.
Go ahead.
March the 1st of 2023.
Okay.
It was 195,000 acres.
195,000 acres.
This was according to 2021 report.
Whew.
So that was 2 years ago. But I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
What country has 12,845,209 farm acreage owns it?
Now you're talking about a specific country.
What country has that much? That owns that much of the United States?
It's bad because I know the answer to this because I cheated a little bit, and it's China.
No, this is Canada.
Canada?
Canada.
China. Okay.
China's in position to own a lot.
So
But
Canada
right
owns.
now, this is what.
So hold on. Another country owns our farmland.
Right. How many? What country owns 4,875,034 acres of farmland in the United States?
I don't know.
Netherlands.
I would have never guessed that.
What country has 2,703,340 farmland acres?
Let me see this. Italy.
In the United Kingdom, where this all started from?
Yes, this is. Didn't we fight a war about
Over
this?
tea and taxes.
Tea and taxes,
all that.
and finally getting our guns. Yeah.
Right. They've got 2,537,898 acres.
That's crazy. I don't understand that at all.
So and China is in the position owning more of that. So can you imagine another country owning the food rights and the food to our country?
No, I can't. I can't understand that. I can't understand that. I don't understand that at all. I don't get that at all, Steve. I think that's so dumb of us to give away rights to these people, give away farmland, all that. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. I just think it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of in my life.
Now these numbers I give you probably are way higher because this was
a little bit ago, but still, it could be conservative, but still, it might be in that range.
A lot of times people fact check, so it's not right, whatever. But at this moment in time, this was what the numbers was.
Yeah.
And Google ended up and saying what the numbers is.
Exactly.
So I did a little bit of work fact checking on it, but if they have an acre,
that's a little too much for you.
Too much for me.
That's crazy. I don't understand how that all works. I think that needs to be, hey, U.S. citizen can only own U.S. land. Now, you would say, okay, what happens to the people that say, oh, I want to go buy me some land in Italy somewhere? Sorry, buddy, you're a U.S. citizen. You don't get the right to do that, in my opinion. You got to pick and choose where you want to be. What do you think about that?
Well, I think a person has a right to live wherever they want to live, as long as they follow the rules and where they're going to be.
Right, that's true.
That's the way I look at it. I look at, if I want to go to California and I want to be and live in California, then I might not like what's around me, but I've chose to live there.
Right.
So I'm going to have to deal with the community that I went in and get along neighbors-wise.
So tell that to the Californians move here.
That door swings both ways, brother.
That does.
That's my point.
That's your there you go. I didn't mean to get to your point super quick.
That was my point. That's what I'm saying. That dog runs both ways.
So, guys, that's all I've got for today on the turkey gizzard. We talked about the night when the lights went out in Alcoa. We talked about Trump. We've talked about Title VII. That how that door swings. You have protections where you can go to church and you can attend these, and you don't have to work every Sunday. You don't have to work every Wednesday. And then we've also talked about farmland in the United States and how it's being bought up by all these different countries, and how important it is that we not let that happen. So, guys, we love you. We're out of time today, boys.
We run out of time.
I'll
tell you what, if somebody out there gets me one of them mugs with Trump's mugshot on it.
Oh boy, you might have it.
That'd be
something good to have.
It would be.
All right. Well, for T-man, this is Tcarp signing out. We love y'all. Like, subscribe, share. I'm gonna stop it. How do I stop it? There we go. And then